Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what time you're watching this. My name's Connor from 905 Review. You guys are checking out our series, Give This a Spin, where I recommend you some of my favorite albums. Today we have the lovely and delightful Bloom by Beach House. Beach House is the Baltimore indie duo Victoria Legrand and Alex Scally, who specialize in dream pop, being a subgenre that's, well, dreamier in sound. It's often very comforting, maybe more relaxing than your typical danceable pop hits. Beach House released a successful self-titled album in 2006 and only honed their craft more on subsequent albums Devotion and Teen Dream. This takes us to the 2012 release of their fourth album Bloom, and it starts off with the absolutely beautiful tune Myth. I so adore that main melody to this one. Then some light thumping drums come in to help carry the song, as Legrand sings about a strained relationship in her exceptionally lovely voice with just the slightest amount of rasp heard predominantly at the chorus. Unfortunately for her, it seems like her partner at the time built their end of the relationship entirely on lies, or just that the relationship as a whole was a whole mirage, and that overall it just really wasn't as great as it seemed to be. Regardless of which it is, the pros to that relationship seem mythical. The song then concludes with a brief emotional guitar solo. After this, a slow building synthesizer takes us into the next song, Wild, and it's a bit more upbeat with its lush strings. To me, it feels like it's about the troubled lives that we all lead, and just how unfair that is to all of us, considering how little time it is that we really have here. Additionally, the pre-chorus, an endearing one at that, says to me, when things are good, make it last as long as you can. And closing the first side of the first record is another great, Lazuli. It starts with this cute little keyboard scale before an additional synth joins in, and before long the song really takes off. And my lord, Legrand's vocals are just they captivate my heart. And being the writer that she is, the song really isn't even about much more than her love of the word Lazuli. But you know what, viewer I'm thankful for taking the time out of your day to watch this? Just know that, like no other, you can't be replaced. Victoria, please, my heart can only take so much. This brings us to the fourth track, Other People. After a repeating hi-hat and a constantly running synth note, she chimes in saying goodbye as the drums join her. Lyrically, it seems to dwell on a relationship just as Myth did, if not the exact same one. And what I find here is that other people can stay in touch following a breakup. However, this particular ex doesn't really want to, which really pains Victoria. With that in mind, I was quite surprised at how cheery the chorus sounds, but then I got to thinking about it more, and it could just be her looking on in admiration at other people and wanting that for herself.
Other people want to keep in touch. Something happens and it's not enough.
But instead, here she is, by the end of the song, wondering if she was ever even good enough. Well, great. Now she's breaking my heart on the other end of the scale. After this, we get to The Hours. The drums carry this groovy rhythm while this synth is just right in your face, helped alongside a slender guitar. This all eventually calms down as we find ourselves to be quite in the same vein as the previous tune. Do you even know what you want out of this relationship? Are you even fully committed? Well, Victoria's got questions for herself too, like, does she have time waiting around for all this indecisiveness? And closing out the first record now is the more weary sounding Troublemaker. LeGrand's here still hurting from the breakup, and she just hopes that the ex is in as much pain over it as she is, and that if not, one day, out of the blue, it'll hit. Fantastic tune with a beautiful chorus, even if the song overall is quite heartbreaking. Opening the second disc now, we have the soft and melancholy New Year. This one's a bit trickier to tell what it's about. All I know is that it's a gorgeous track. It's also got this great chorus where LeGrand is bound to her word, even if it's begrudgingly so. The other chorus in the song sounds much cheerier, however, as if waiting for the new year is symbolic of new opportunities for change. And the stellar tracks just keep coming with the bright, soothing arpeggios of Wishes. I've said it about others and I'll say it again here. It's just this lush, beautiful tune. After a melancholy guitar solo, things get dramatic, almost even goosebump inducing during the bridge where, assuming this is again about relationships, LeGrand really must have thought that this ex was the one, as she sings, "One in your life, it happens once, rarely twice." A strong contender for the best song on the album, if you ask me. And beginning our final album side is the ever cute On the Sea. Thanks for being here with me, friend.
Out on the sea, we'd be forgiven.
Users of the lyrics website Genius thinks it's metaphorical for our lives as a whole, and I think they're onto something. And if this truly is the case, the song goes on to say things like, once you're at the end of your line, you'll be forgiven for any of your wrongdoings, and that while there have been people in your life to help shape you, you are still your own unique individual, all the way to further questions like, would you want to know how much time you have left? When that time comes, would you be going out willingly or not? Despite such morbid topics, again, if that even really is the case, with the lighthearted tone of the song, it's almost, to me anyways, as if it's like encouraging these kind of discussions, but absent is the grim manner that's usually associated with the topic. And fittingly, after a pretty big build-up, the song finds itself ending rather peacefully. And to send us off now is the final track, Irene. The song is largely open to interpretation, and whatever that may be to you, it's a strange paradise. I guess because a lot of times the vision we have for something and the result we get won't always be the same, even if we get the same satisfaction out of it. Honestly, I think this is the weakest song on here. The build up to the outro is nice, but outside of that, it just feels bland compared to the rest of the album. Additionally, the main melody isn't even anything too impressive to me. There's actually a hidden final track on this album though, after 5.5 minutes of silence on the CD or digital versions of the album, or accessed by moving the needle beyond the locked groove on the record. This song, Wherever You Go, gradually fades in with a nice easy drum rhythm. It's actually a nice bluesy sounding tune, and nobody knows what the rest of our individual lives will bring us, nor how they will conclude, but just be yourself, and most importantly, enjoy your time here. It's just a nice little send-off for us. Bloom is available on CD, cassette, digital download, and vinyl, with a couple notable variants of the latter. There exist 3 limited edition variants: the 2012 white as well as glow, which looks to be kind of a turquoise color, and the 2019 dark purple. Speaking on the album's visual aesthetics, it is sleeves galore. We are talking sleeves on sleeves on sleeves. And while we're on the topic, have you ever wondered what exactly this ominous depiction is? Worry not, it's just the ceiling of Mexico City's Benito Juarez International Airport. It's honestly quite surprising to me to see the reception Bloom has received, as it looks to be rather mixed. Everybody seems to at least consider it good, which is nice, but some of these ratings, like a lot of the online circles I frequent, consider this to be Beach House's best record, but with so many great albums that they have, I can't even really blame the indecision. Regardless, seemingly every publisher that wasn't a metal-based one included this on their best albums of 2012 list. What can I say about this album other than that it's a delightful listen, and I've been playing it regularly lately. The duo just creates such beautiful sound, and it comes together so nicely for this easygoing feel. Victoria has a phenomenal voice with all her lovely vocal inflections that absolutely captures my heart. I'm going to be stamping Beach House's Bloom with an A grading, and honestly, if they caught me on another day, it might have even been an A+. Which, speaking of, what a run of albums we've been on lately, eh? But if anything I've said in this video or any of the music that you've heard resonates with you at all, I strongly recommend you check out this album because it is just so top-notch. Those have been my thoughts on Beach House's Bloom. Let me know yours. And as always, it's been a pleasure hosting you. Until next time. But real quick, before we take off, what were your thoughts on Bloom? Did I rate it too high or did I rate it too low? You let me know down below, as well as any other thoughts or comments you might have. And I'll see you next time. You take care of yourself. And you know what? You go enjoy the rest of your day. Treat yourself. Do something special. See ya.